In this video, we're going to look at some of the questions that you must see in your exam, this coming exam. And this is a 0580 paper 4. So we're going to look at the most commonly tested questions and how you're going to see to work out. So we're going to start with question to do with expand and simplify. You are going to see questions that ask you to expand and simplify. So what are you supposed to do if you are given a question to do with expand and simplify? So one of the questions that you're going to see, on some of the expansion that you're going to see, whereby you're supposed to work out, is, for instance, you're given 2p squared minus 3, and this is 3p squared minus 2. So you are expected to expand and simplify this. So in order to work out this question, the only thing that you need to understand here is that whenever you are expanding, you start by multiplying this term with the first term in the second bracket, and also this term will be multiplied again to this term that we are having there. So this term will be multiplied to this, and also this term that we are having here will be multiplied to that. So that is exactly what you really ought to remember as far as expansion is concerned. So let's expand this. If you have 2p squared times 3p squared, 2 times 3 will give us a 6. So meaning that we are going to have 6p power 4. Okay? 6p power 4. Let me check if I have a pen that can write properly. So we have here 6p power 4. At that point, if you multiply 2p squared times 2 will be minus 4p squared, and 3p negative 3 times negative 3p squared will be negative 9p squared, minus 3 times minus 2 will be positive 6. So you need to be careful whenever you are working out questions like that. You be careful with the signs, then meaning that this is going to reduce to 6p power 4 minus, these are two like terms, so it is going to be minus 13p squared plus 6. And now you have worked it out and you have simplified that. The next question that you are going to see is questions that you will be expected to substitute. Whenever you are told to substitute, maybe you are given, let us call this part A and this is part B. Now you are told that the formula here is S is equals to a half into U plus V T. And then you are supposed to find the value of S when U is equals to 20, V is equals to 30, and T is equals to 7. You are supposed to find S. So whenever you're going to be given a question like this, what you need to remember here and what you need to do is to do correct substitution. You need to do correct substitution so that you can be able to get the code. So meaning that S is going to be a half into bracket. So where you have U, you are going to write 20, plus where you have V, you are going to write 30, then times 7. Of course, when you simplify what's inside the bracket, this becomes 50, right? So this is 50 divided by 2 will be 25 times 7. So if you are going to put that straight into the calculator, because we are talking of a calculator paper, this is a calculator paper, so it means that you have to use your calculator there. We can say this is 25 times 7, which is going to give you 175. Yeah, 175. So we can say, right, the answer is 175. Okay. The next question that candidates were asked here is rearrange the formula to write V in terms of S, U, and T. So candidates were asked to rearrange. Candidates were asked to rearrange this, and in that way you are told make S subject, make V subject of the formula. So our formula was S is equals to 1 over 2 into U plus V T. That's the formula. So meaning for us to make S the subject, V the subject rather, we are going to start by multiplying by 2 both sides. Divide by 2, divide by 2, so that this part and this part cancels out. You are going to remain with 2S is equals to U T plus T V, like that, huh? And then so that term that we want to make subject, we take that term on the other side, so that we can have TV is equals to UT minus 2S. Then we can divide by T, and we divide by T here, and then our V is going to be UT minus 2S divided by T. And now that is we have made the subject. So you are going to see questions whereby you are expected to make subject of the formula, and that is exactly what you are supposed to do. Another set of questions that you are going to see in your exam are questions that require you to factorize. So under algebra, you are going to see questions that expect you to factorize, and this is exactly what you are going to be doing in such kind of questions. Now let's see if you are told to factorize. For instance, question to do with factorization. You are told to factorize. So you are told to factorize 2qt minus 3t minus 6 plus 4q. Now, if you are told to factorize this, you are going to look at those terms which are common, so that you can be able to do the factorization. So here, for you to factorize completely, let's see. We have q here and we have q here. Then we can group those two together. You say 2qt plus 4q. Okay. Okay, let's see. 2qt minus. Okay, what's the best way to factorize this? What's the best way to factorize? Let's just check. 3t, we group this together, and then minus 6 plus 4q, we also group this together. Then we are going to factor out t here, so we remain with t into bracket 2q minus 3. Okay, so once we have this, here we're going to factor out 2, so we shall factor negative 2 out. Then we're going to remain with okay, so it's better we just factor 2 out here. If we factor positive 2, what are we going to have? We are going to have 3 minus 3 plus minus 3 plus 2q. Yeah, so I think now at that point it will be better, because you can see here we are having t into bracket 2q minus 3 plus into bracket 2q minus 3. So when you have that, it's so nice that this and also these two are common. Okay, so meaning we can be able to factor them out. So we shall factor 2q minus 3 into bracket t plus 1. Okay, so finally now this is the fully factorized expression. So you are going to meet questions whereby you are told to factorize, and this is one of the kind of question that you can be told to factorize. Another sort of question that you can be told to factorize are questions like Roman 2. Here you are told x cubed minus 25x. So if you look at this expression here, x is common, and if you factor out x, you are going to remain with x squared minus 25. But if you look at whatever you have is a difference of two squares, then we're going to say this is going to be x into bracket x minus 5, again x plus 5. So this is now fully factorized. So something that you really ought to have remembered is that this is here difference of two squares. Difference of two squares. So you had to factorize it that way. So in the event you're going to have x squared minus 81, this is a difference of two squares. So which means this can simplify to what? X minus 9, x plus 9. So that is how that factorizes difference of two squares. So be very keen whenever you're going to be given question to do with factorization and question to do with simplifying. Another type of question that you are going to meet and you are told to solve, such kind of question that you are going to meet and you are going to be told to solve, is to simplify question like that. So let's look at another set of questions that you can be told to simplify. And of course, I'm going to give you also further more questions on factorization. Yeah, so question to simplify, you may be given a question like this. You are told simplify 7 over 3m 7 over 2m plus 3 over 8m. Now you are told to simplify this. What are you going to do? Now you're going to look for the LCM. The LCM of this is 8m. Which number do you need to multiply by 3m to get 8m? Which number is that? 4, right? So 4 times 7 will be 28. Plus, which number do you need to multiply by 8m to get this 8m? That is going to be 1 times 3. That's going to be still 3. So that this is going to simplify to 31 over 8m as our fully simplified expression. So you can be told to simplify expression like that, and I believe you can be able to do that. So as long as we are talking about questions to do with algebra in this paper 4, you are going also to be solving equations, and especially we shall talking about simultaneous equations. So in this area, I want us to focus on how to solve simultaneous equations, and some of the questions you can be told to simplify or to solve. Now we are told solve question 1, solve 2w minus 3y is equals to 11 and 3w plus y is equals to 11. So this is what you're given, and you are supposed to solve these two simultaneous equations. So the first thing that you're going to do, I'm going to use this equation that I have here, and from this particular equation I can be able to say y is equals to 11 minus 3w. So I've made y the subject of the formula so that I can be able now to substitute this part for y into this equation that I have as the first equation. So this is equation 1 and this is equation 2. So I've rearranged that. So to do that, I'm going to say that 2w minus 3 into y, 3 into y, but y is 11 minus 3w. So that is going to be equals to 11. So if I open the bracket, I'll have 2w plus 9w minus 33 is equals to 11. So this is going to be 12. This is basically going to be 11w. 11w is equals to 44, because if this 3 goes on the other side, it becomes 44. Divide by 11, divide by 11, and we shall have our w being equals to 4. So we have gotten our w being equals to 4. Then to get y, we are going to substitute it into 4 into, anyway we have w there, so it will be 11 minus 3 times 4, and that is going to be 11 minus 12, and that is going to be negative 1. So y is going to be negative 1. So that's a question to do with simultaneous equation that you can be given. Then another type of question that you can be given for simultaneous equation is a question that involves quadratics. A question that involves quadratics. So that is now a question I want you to figure out. How do you work out the question? Now you are told solve the simultaneous equation. You are given y is equals to 2x squared minus 3x minus 7, and y is equals to 2x minus 7. So you are supposed to solve this simultaneous equation. What are you supposed to do? And what can you do in order to solve such kind of equation? So the first thing we are going to do, we are going to substitute where we have y with 2x minus 7. And that is going to be 2x minus 7 is equals to 2x squared minus 3x minus 7, like that. So which means that if we take everything on the other side of the equal sign, what are we going to have? We shall have 2x squared minus this 2x minus 3x will be minus 5x, and this is going to be equally equals to 0, like that, because if you take 7 on the other side, is going to be plus. So having gotten that, we can now go ahead and see that this is going to be x factored out. 2x minus 5 is equals to 0. So that means that x can be equals to 0, or x is going to be equals to 2x minus 5 is going to be equals to 0. So this part will be equals to 0, all this will be equals to 0. So that is going to be x is equals to 5 over 2, like that. But since we were finding simultaneous equation, then we need to find the value of y. So we can say when x is equals to 0, y is going to be 2 times 0 minus 7, and that is going to be negative 7. And when x is equals to 5 over 2, this is going to be y is equals to, so you can say when x is equals to 5 over 2, y is going to be what? 2 into 5 over 2 minus 7. So this is going to be 2 and 2 will cancel out. Then we shall have 5 minus 7, and that's going to be minus 2. So upon given questions to do with algebra, this is exactly what you are expected to do. And the next bit now we are going to look at what are other questions that you can be asked. Yeah, so under algebra, also you may be given question to do with functions, and that's now another area I need to focus on so that we can see how you need to work out question to do with functions. Let me just refill this pen so that I can be able to have ability to write properly here for you. Let me just refill this so that we can be able. And guys, if you are new to Proflan YouTube channel and if you have not subscribed, consider subscribing so that anytime I upload another tutorial, you'll be notified. So consider subscribing so that anytime I'm going to upload more tutorials, you'll be notified. So let's look at now question to do with functions. You may be given question to do with functions. Yeah, so under functions, maybe you are told f of x is equals to 5 minus 4x. You can be given a question like that. And part A, you are told find f negative 3. How do you do that? So that means that anywhere you have x here, you substitute negative 3. So that is going to be f negative 3 is going to be 5 minus 4 times negative 3, and that is going to be 5 plus 12, and the final answer becomes what? 17. Then you're done. You're done with that. Part B, find f of 3 minus 2x. F minus 3, just 3 minus 2x, 3 minus 2x. So whenever you have that, also we're going to say that this is equals to 5 minus 4. Anyway, you have x, you are going to replace with this 3 minus 2x. Then if you expand it to be 5 minus 12 plus 8x, and this is going to be 5 minus 12 is going to give us minus 7, so it will be 8x minus 7 as our final answer. Then part C, candidates were asked to find part C, find f inverse of x. How do you do that? So you start by relating that f of x is going to be y is equals to 5 minus 4x, and then once you have gotten that, you are going to switch x and y. Where you have y, you write x is equals to 5 minus 4y. Then you make y the subject of the formula, so it will be 4y is equals to 5 minus x. Then divide by 4, divide by 4, divide by 4. Y is equals to 5 minus x over 4. And then f inverse of x, which is the inverse function, be 5 minus x over 4. So if you're going to be given question to do with inverse of functions, I believe you'll be in a position to work out questions like that. So this is as served as the first tutorial or the first live from 0580 Cambridge paper for math. So we're going to look in our next live how you work out more questions. So if you're new to Proflan YouTube channel, consider subscribing so that anytime I'm going to be uploading more tutorials, you'll be notified. You guys, I wish you all the best. See you in the next live.